welcome everybody. My name is Patrick Multrip. I'm here with Savage Actual and my co-host.
What's up, guys? Jason Lilly here.
And we are out at the Muscatatuck Training Center with Mr. Bo Stewart.
That's right.
He is the current individual on the property running American Milsim, the event out here. This event going on this weekend is, refresh my memory one more time, Arsenal.
Yes,
Arsenal. And so this is a huge airsoft event. There's over 1,000 players out here for this weekend. And Bo's going to talk to us a little bit about American Milsim, what he does for them, and give us a little bit of history on American Milsim and the event here at Muscatatuck. And it's just, they put on an awesome event, and we're really looking forward to this weekend. And thanks for coming out, man.
Oh, no
Thanks
problem,
for having us.
No, absolutely. I'm glad you guys were able to make it. Yeah, we're definitely excited. You know, this venue has been in our eyes for a long time, and we just reached out to these guys about 6 months ago and brought it up, and they were down. So we've been going through all the logistics to make it happen, and then we opened up ticketing, and next thing we know, we sold 1,000 tickets and had to like pump the brakes because it's our first time being here, and there's a lot that goes into it and how this AO actually plays for us. So we had to stop, and we're excited. It's going to be a great game.
So can you tell everybody talk us through about how many buildings you know that are out here, or the square footage, like the play space. Talk about the play space and what's available for airsofters. If they come out here in the future, you guys have missed Arsenal, but hopefully you can have something out here again. And
absolutely,
it looks incredible.
The facility it's very unique. You know, I tell people, we do a couple of videos off and on Instagram and on Facebook talking about the uniqueness of the facility, because until you actually walk on it and see the vast and how big it is, in certain sections you actually feel like you're walking on a live college campus or industrial complex. I mean, it's these players that do see it go, wait, are we really supposed to play here? Like, I don't, this doesn't feel right, but in essence, they're letting us do it. So the place, roughly, I would say, because I do everything golf with my golf history and yards, it's about 1,400 to 1,500 yards.
It's about the place in New Mexico. Correct?
Yes, Plias. I mean, and like we were talking about before we did this, you know, half the battle is finding these incredible AOs somewhere where it's playable and it's also not just feasible for our game type, but it's also, it draws the players to it. Something different, right? So that's half the fight. But Plias is unique. It's out in the middle of the New Mexico desert. It's got 300 homes on it. It's unbelievable. And it's one of our, we'll like to call it, not Super Bowls, but one of them. And we usually have between 600 to 800 players there.
Wow.
So that's a great game. We're very excited about going there again. We've been there, this will be our 8th year in a row. So we bounce around between Barnwell, South Carolina. We did that for 5 years. We go to Fort Hood yearly, which is our reindeer games event towards the end of the year in December. And we try to find other new ones all the time. Guardian Centers, that's an unbelievable facility. We go there every year, and that's called Iron Horse. So we do there. A lot of places, you know, they're just, that's half the battle. Once you get them, then you want to keep them, but you're also looking for new ones so you don't burn them out.
So how many separate spots do you guys, you said
this year will be 10
different spots.
10 different spots.
Wow, that's incredible.
And what's cool is, like, we've implemented this new game type or this new game style is we do these big games like Guardian here, Plias. We found a new one. It's an unbelievable facility down in Florida, and it's Carlstrom Training Grounds. It's incredible. It's an old Air Force base out of World War II, south of Tampa.
I live south of Tampa.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's big. It's big as this, almost. It's beautiful.
When do you kick that off?
That goes in November. So that's a big one in November. It's called Blockade.
It's coming November.
It's coming November.
That's like right in this neighborhood.
We are very excited.
30 minutes away.
So one of my connections, my buddy at LBT, called me and said, "Hey, I know the guy that's got the ends on that," and we went and visited and looked at it. It's insane.
Okay.
And then we do these smaller ones we call our locals, right? So a lot of people coming into this hobby in general, whether they're former military or law enforcement or just whatever, new to the sport, new to whatever, these local games are more of a low-key, smaller, at like a local field where somebody runs weekend games every weekend. So we find something we can manage, we go in there and bring what you would call an AMS light. So it's kind of our rule set, same kind of gameplay, a little not quite as hardcore. The AO's not as big, not as much walking, and those games are funneling new players to our bigger ones. Right. So it's like our local series, and then if you love it and you like it, you want bigger, better, and then you'll come to our big games.
Nice.
Which is cool, and it's better for the industry too, not just AMS, but for anybody that wants to go to bigger games, it's just a good start.
So I gotta back it up a little. You know, we just met him officially not long ago today. And you mentioned you were a pro golfer.
Oh no, it's crazy.
Back in the day.
Crazy.
Your whole life, basically.
Yeah.
So pro golfer to airsoft.
I know.
How?
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, man. I mean, and long story short, bounced around after I graduated, played college golf, and then when that was done, tried the pro scene for quite some time, and then was in the medical field for years, and just happened to meet a buddy of mine who said, "Hey, man, let's go to this airsoft event." And ironically enough, it was John Liu's event at Zussman at Fort Knox.
Okay.
And that was the first one I've ever been to. And I remember like it was yesterday, me being my first one. And I'm telling you, when I saw the simulated rocket rounds and I saw I saw the big deuces and just the whole immersion, I'm like, this is nuts, right? So I was hooked. And then we started going to more games. I got to be friends with some of the guys in the early days of AMS. And we said, you know what?
We can do this.
We can do this. Let's take everything that we like and stuff that we may be able to implement and start something new. And Woody goes, man, let's just call it American Milsim. And I'm like, okay.
I like it.
And then we started, right?
Simple.
And it started with 4 owners, and those guys had to move on with new jobs, careers, and so I'm literally the last one left of the original 4. So those guys are great, but they kept moving on, and I went into the tactical industry, worked for LBT for 10 years, and kind of combined the two, and it was wonderful, and now it's this full time. I know, it's crazy, man. To this day, I don't really know how it all went down, but it happened so fast. Next thing you know, you're 50 and you're running events.
Yeah, but you find your niche and you do stuff that you enjoy. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's not a job.
That's right, and I love it. It's fun, man. These players, they love coming here. The excitement, they drive 10, 15, 20 hours, fly from Canada, fly from Europe, and I'm just like, it's like the most honorable thing you can ever have is people spend their money and their time to come spend their weekend with you. I mean, what else can you ask for? And that puts a big burden on me, and I love it, but I just want to make sure they have a good time.
Yeah, you're running it pretty well, man.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I definitely, sitting through your safety brief, Jason's like, I wonder if he was on active duty, I wonder if he's in the military.
Yeah.
It's just the way that you come across, and you're very comfortable in front of the crowd, and you were very concise and clear with your directions, and
it's fun. I mean, I've done it so long, and to this day, I think I've done it so many times, 3 a day, 3 per event per day, so I'll do 3 today, then I'll do some tomorrow.
What, you just need to set up a video thing and just play it, and it's you doing a da-da-da-da-da.
I know, and I'm like, those kids are not going to watch it. Yeah.
Did you answer questions at the back end?
Exactly, and believe me, we thought about it. We thought about trying to figure out how to do that, but I'm like, this gives me a chance to really connect and have FaceTime with all these guys. Yeah, and that's what I love about it. They're excited to be here. I'm excited for them to be here, and it kind of it works.
So anything, I wouldn't say in closing, but kind of wrapping it up here, to the viewers out there, that you would like the public to know about American Milsim that potentially separates you from other, airsoft companies doing a similar thing. Is there something you want the fans and?
Well, I think and it's. Shortly answered, I think the good thing about what we have in the country today is we have really 3 big promoters right now, right? You have American Milsim, Third Coast, and Milsim West.
Yep. And
they all offer a very unique product.
Yep.
So in essence, Third Coast, they take breaks throughout the day. They have great venues. They put on a wonderful event, but it's not lighter or more hardcore. It's just different, right? And then you come to American Milsim and you're like, okay, well, start X to Index is 12 hours nonstop. It's a little more difficult, right? What we look at it as. A little more responsibility to maintain yourself throughout the day, work into the night, which is tough, and it's great. And I feel we pull a pretty big net, which means a variety of players. And then a lot of people, first-timers, and a lot of veteran airsoft players. Then you go to like Milsim West, and those guys are 48 hours all weekend, rucking everything out in the field, minimal ammo, a lot of hardcore instruction. It's very cool. They have a great product, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what is really solid about today is if, you find what you like right out of the gate, and if you love, stick with it, and if not, you kind of work your way around until you find what you want, but not everybody's running the same thing. So that's what's good. And we go all over the country, and so do they. And if you live close, you have a good chance of being able to hit a big event. So in essence, I think that Milsim Airsoft in general is really getting bigger, and not only from a training aspect, from rolling from airsoft guns into real world guns, into real world training, into thinking about joining the military, law enforcement. They're all connected, right? And people that buy good gear and good guns and airsoft guns are going to go do the same thing when they go to the range. And so there's a big correlation everybody's really seeing now. And over the years, it's been growing, and I think it's really good. It's been good for the industry, and we just hope places like this will keep having us. And as long as they do, man, we'll keep jamming.
Bo, it was awesome talking to you.
No problem.
We are looking forward to.
Thank you so much.
We're looking forward to getting out here tomorrow and if you want to give everybody what your socials are, where they can contact you, and
AmericanMilsim.com on the web. You check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and we post a lot of cool stuff about the events and information about all of our events all around the year, and some information what's going on with us. So yeah, check us out.
Absolutely. And you guys make sure you check out Savage Actual. We will be posting shorts over the coming weeks with this. You'll be able to see more of Bo and what American Milsim put on out here in Muscatatuck, and we appreciate you guys watching.
It'll be sweet.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Catch you soon.